Like, what happened? Um, but yeah, hey. I see JJ is here. Um, and stuff. But I am. Oh, see, I didn't even say anything. Okay, let me get myself together. I have to get. I'm not even woke, y'all. I just, I wasn't feeling good today. I kind of tried to stay off social media today. Um, I've gotten some stuff delivered today, though. I had some stuff delivered or whatever. I hope everybody is having a great day, or as great as can be, um, as it can be. Hey, Nay. Um, I gotta pour me some water. I don't drink on camera no more because they be going crazy when I be um drinking liquor and wine on camera. So we can't do that. But let me get some water. I feel just like I'm not prepared for nothing. Just trying to get through this mess with lighthearted banter. And that's hopefully no ain't no butt plugs. The anal butt plugs are still here. Um it's a little warm because I have not had my air on either. The anal butt plugs are still here. The man never came and got his anal butt plugs, so maybe his ass don't need to be plugged, or the other girl's ass don't need to be plugged. I'm not sure. I know one of my phone batteries is low. Um, but yeah, today has been a very um relaxed day. I attempted to have it be as relaxed as it could be because I was up late watching. Wait, I'm so thirsty. I was just up late watching stuff, that was all on social media. Then I would sleep under a fan. And I had an air conditioner on yesterday. And so my throat is a little parched, it's a little scratchy. Because I should not do that so much. Um, I've been doing a lot of shopping and everything, just trying to keep my mind off of stuff. And sometimes that's hard to do. So I was like, you know what? Earlier today, I was like, I'm trying to put my shoes on. Because for some reason, when I'm sitting here and I don't have my slide ons on, I feel as if I'm gonna fall. I don't know fall where, but it's I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. But okay. Uh Thank you. I like the shirt too. I got the shirt on clearance at Lane Bryant for like maybe $10. Um yeah, so that's new. That was delivered today. I have other pieces of art that finally came in. It took forever for it to come in. So that one came in. So once I have curtains up, portraits up, and stuff situated, I am going to do a living room tour. It's just taking me longer than I thought it would to get stuff put up in my house. So yeah, but yeah, this is very much so a lucky. I just happened to see it. And I was like, I think it'll be pretty. And when I opened it, I was like, oh. And I also have something else like this one up. Well, not up, but it's here. But I forgot that I was sitting there. Honestly, I meant to move it. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, I've been trying to chill out, because look, it's just a lot going on in the world, and I'm trying to balance the thing between not focusing on it and trying to give people something else to chit chat about, but also not ignoring it. So y'all know usually I don't discuss stuff like that on my channel too much, not too much, but I feel like there can be a balance of me addressing it and not feeling like I am on a soapbox. Because I try to keep myself, neutral on my channel. But some things you can't be neutral about. And what's currently going on is one of those things. I feel like I'm not political. So I really stay away from political stuff. But this isn't even political. This is just like straight up bullshit. And it's just, yeah. It is what it is. Yes, I get happy when the delivery truck comes. Like I want to yeah, I've had a lot of packages come. I think I'm behind in the comments, but I have a US. I have like the post office, USPS. I have an account with them for informed delivery, so I know when stuff is coming. I have the same thing with FedEx and UPS. So I always know when I get a little email. Okay, your package from Target is coming. Your package from this. So I'm always aware of what's coming. So yeah. There have been 2 protests in my area and a third one tomorrow. It's been a crazy day. I hope you feel. Oh, thank you. I have to drink a lot of water. That's just one, but I have to drink like 3 more of those. There are protests in so many cities and states recently. A lot of it was going on simultaneously last night, and it was just that's all I was watching before bed. And then when I woke up, it was more, coverage on it. So I'm looking like I need to just tune out, honey, and that's what I did. And then because I don't, my look it's in my throat. It happens whenever I sleep under my fan and my hair is wet and I washed my hair last night. It was like 1 a.m. and I was just feeling anxious because it was just, like going on or whatever. And I just got to take a shower 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I got it back in bed, fan still on, and so did today. Little throat, little throat or whatever. Did they protest yesterday? Yes, they did protest in Detroit last night. Yesterday it was peaceful. Okay, at first, and then people, were showing their ass. There wasn't any looting, but it still got very tense. Someone actually got shot and died last night at the protest, but the person who was shot and died, it had nothing to do with the protest. The protest had ended, and people were just straggling around, in downtown Detroit. And it was mostly people who was not even from Detroit, so they like arrested some people and all that stuff. And most of the people arrested was not even from Detroit; they were from the surrounding cities. So that was sucked. But like while on live news, like our Fox Channel 2 news, that was live, and you hear the news people's like, okay, this is, and you see you hear like a gunshot, what sounded like a gunshot. And then the news they was like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, I think she forgot she on that on live TV. And so it's like, oh, I'm sorry for my language, but we think we just maybe heard a gunshot or whatever, but it may not have been a gunshot. And then you hear somebody screaming, oh, he got shot, like somebody just shot him. So apparently, supposedly, allegedly, um somebody rolled up in a car, drove by, and started shooting, and somebody got shot, and the person died, like a 19-year-old. Apparently, I haven't looked into it any more than that because I was like, okay, I need to go to bed, and that's when I went to bed because I'm like, it's just too much and it's just stupid. But again, that shooting had nothing to do with the actual protest that had happened earlier that day. It's just you have things and people sometimes um come and cause confusion and bullshit and all that craziness, and that's what has been happening more than anything else. And even when I was watching some of the protest stuff from Minnesota, they were showing us the person who actually was breaking the windows at that auto zone was a white person. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to make it seem as if, black people is out here just, out here wilding or whatever. And it's not really that. But I think people forget that, as they keep on saying, riots and protests happens when people don't feel heard and they just fed up. I mean, I don't condone rioting. I don't condone looting at all. However, how the fuck ever, I also understand being so frustrated and having so much energy that you don't know what to do with and you just act out. I'm older. You know what I'm saying? I can't, what I'm saying? I'm 38 years old. So I have some level of control of my emotions to where I don't act out. However, if I was younger, I couldn't say what I would do. Young Jay Lee would have been out in these streets because back then young Jay Lee was hanging with what I'm saying, people who would also be in these streets. You know what I'm saying, my exes and stuff, would have been down in downtown Detroit, and I would have been with them. Okay, my mom would have cussed me out, but still. So I understand the anger, and I understand um they just trying to do something, and they just like you. It's not even what they doing that's the issue. Why they doing it is the issue. That's the part that get me. They did all that because and I'm trying not to say certain words, but the person who killed the person, okay, wasn't arrested. Okay, that's why they did it, and then just that stuff keep coming out. So it's like it's just so much, and it's layered, and yeah, okay. Kurt Franklin and Fred Hammond are competing in the verses. Yeah, tomorrow versus That's why I didn't go live tomorrow, because I'm like, they're gonna be live at 5, probably like 5 to 7. And y'all know now I go live after each battle so we can discuss it song for song. So I'm like, I didn't want to go live tomorrow for verses and then go live again for a little chit chat or whatnot. So I'm like, I'll do live today for chit chat. Tomorrow I'll be live. You know, I hope they'll be done within 2 hours. So my live will probably be at 7 o'clock each damn time. But again, as soon as they as soon as they play the last 20 songs or whatever, is when I pop on live. So yeah, I'll be on there tomorrow. I don't know who I think will win. I just said I hope they play some, upbeat, saying Jesus music. I don't want, this may sound, crazy. I love gospel music, but I don't like slow gospel music on a consistent basis. Like, throw one slow song in, in that church or whatever, hallelujah, whatever. But I don't like sitting there like this, rocking. So I want to be, saying, I love the fast beat, upbeat stuff. I hope they play a lot of upbeat stuff to make people feel good. Don't play this sad, the slower music, which is gonna make you be emotional and make you cry. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come on there to cry. I just don't. I want to come on there to remember, how much God's good, how much God has blessed us. And this here, you know what I'm saying? That stuff or whatever. I love you. Thank you. I love Lane Bryant on my shipment. I have ordered not much from Lane Bryant recently. Or have I? Wait, did I? What have I ordered? I did. I ordered some things from Lane Bryant. I ordered some things from the Avenue. I haven't ordered anything from Torrey because Torrey hasn't had any good sales. But Lane Bryant had some really great sales at one point. They was having stuff that was like 50, 60, 70% off. You get 70% off if you buy like 4 items. And so I'm like, okay. And I got a good old trench coat. Okay. I got some good stuff from Lane Bryant. Not a lot of stuff, but some good stuff. Like a good, 8 items. You know what I'm saying? I got a trench coat. The trench coat, I was so happy because I got a 70% off. So I got the trench coat and like I got 3 other like inexpensive things. Because this is the thing. When the rule is, if you buy 4 items, you get 70% off. You get the one expensive item that you want, and you get 3 cheap items. So I got the trench coat, like a shirt, and then like 2 pieces of jewelry. That was already like $2. Okay, that's the way. Don't you get all expensive things and get it 70% off. No, you get one really expensive thing and then 3 lower price stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then you just do multiple orders. That's my trick or trade. Laying around on the way your home is coming together. It is. And I was just talking to my mom and one of my friends about it over these past couple of days. I'm like, people are like, oh my God, you've been in there for a month, but you haven't really unpacked. I'm like, but I plan to be here for a while. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to quickly unpack anything. I'm trying to get like room by room. I'm like, my bedroom is together, my bed is set up, my TV set up. I have access to my clothes. I know what bags stuff is in. I have certain stuff out. I have not unpacked my shoes. I need to do that. But I'm trying to make my house be a home more than anything else. Not that my last apartment wasn't home, but I moved in there so young. I was in my 20s, I'm in my 30s, and I want to come in my front door and have a certain look and then feel a certain way. So I'm slowly doing that, you know what I'm saying, more than anything else. And I'm not quickly buying things or quickly ordering things or quickly doing anything at all. I'm just not, because I want to feel like when I saw this on Amazon, I was like, oh, that'd be really, really cute. But I waited like 2 days to be sure I liked it. And I kept, I'm like, where would I put it? Where would it go? So at first, I was going to order 2 of these because it's the love, love is patient, love is kind thing or whatever. I was going to order 2 of them, and I was going to put one on each side of this picture up here. But my mom was just like, do you want 2 things to say the same thing? I'm like, Mom, you're right. So I did not get 2 and do that. So this is going to go probably up on one of these walls. But I want to get another one like that size, with those same colors to, make it go together. But yeah, I'm trying to make it all make sense and make it be my idea and not anyone else's idea. So that's what I'm trying to do. Because last time at my last place, me and the bad guy was the ones who went shopping for stuff and picked out stuff. And so I'm trying to be sure that I'm the only one picking on anything and putting up anything. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm glad you made those videos. Yeah, I tried to do, like two. I'm gonna try to do another one and everything. I'm not sure what's gonna say all the time, but I'm going to try just so that it helps me, expel the energy of it all. Um, hey Donovan, I see Donovan pop. I'm real late with the comments. Hey Shawana. Um, see, I girl my thing. It has my woman. I hope everybody stands like, yeah. People need to just look. People want to. Hey Diva and Sam. People want to protest. I get that. It makes sense to want to protest, but what we have to realize is, there's a way to do it. And I posted a video on my IG. Um, in Atlanta, Killer Mike, T.I., and also the mayor, the chief of police there of Atlanta did a press conference last night because again, people was in Atlanta fooling. Okay, people was in Atlanta, messing up the CNN building. I'm like, what's CNN to? And they was just trying to do the same thing that was happening in Minnesota, and the it was like an 8-minute speech that Killer Mike gave, that I think is so important for people to hear. So again, if you need to be following me on IG, J_Lees_Corner, because it reminds me of Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" speech, and I feel like it was funny to me because T.I. spoke first, I believe, and he gave a little short, statement or whatever, and people were clowning him because he compared Atlanta to Wakanda, and T.I. has a way to be short and to the point when he say stuff. And him bringing up how you burning down your own home for what? Like if you that what you gonna have? And he said, this is Wakanda. We have to protect this place at all costs. This is Wakanda, and people thought that was that's T.I. so dumb. I'm like, y'all don't get the metaphor of it all, or what he meant by it. What he meant was in the movie Black Panther. The reason no one knew how great Wakanda was because it was protected, it was hidden, and it was a great place for Black people to be. And I think it's a great thing that he feel like Atlanta's like that because that's their home. You know what I'm saying? Everybody should feel like their city is their home, and we should protect it at every cost. I got the comparison. I didn't think it was funny. I think people who hear people say stuff and only hear it at face value think it was funny, but I got the meaning behind it. But when Big Mike got up there, not Big Mike, when Killer Mike, we could call him sometimes Killer Mike. Anyway, but when Killer Mike got up there and he gave his emotional speech, speaking about how much family he has that are cops, and how he's come from a family of cops, and how he did not even want to be there speaking, and he was crying, so how he admitted that, the way things happen with George Floyd and that motherfucking cop was the amount of us seeing a zebra be killed by a lion, and it's like murder porn. And the way he was just being, and I feel like nothing he said was like written down, coming from the guts. Okay, coming from his heart is what made me be like, damn, this is an amazing speech. Just like the I Have a Dream speech. And he, was speaking to the people. I think that's what we need these days. We need somebody who can eloquently speak to us and to say, we need to plot, plan, and strategize. James and unite is what we need to hear. Everybody can say don't riot. Everybody can say this and that, or whatever. But I feel like sometimes you need to hear more than that to calm the fuck down. And even the mayor, Keisha Bottoms, I forgot her Keisha something Bottoms, I think it is. Her speaking to the people as a mom. It's like, I'm a Black mother. I can't protect my own Black kids if they out here in these streets. I think it takes all of that for people to just kind of calm the fuck down. But this feels different. This time feels different than any other time when, in my lifetime at least, when the Black person was murdered and people were pissed off. I don't feel like it's gonna calm down as easily as we think it would, and I think more people are trying to get involved to make a change. And sometimes it takes one spark of rage to unite a whole nation, and the nation that needs to be united is us. Okay, us and stuff. So I mean, it's a lot. Anyway, I'm not trying to fully focus on that. So, if y'all have other questions, please put them in the comment section. I'm watching news from the Caribbean, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, it's crazy what's going on here. It's absolutely insane. Okay, it's absolutely insane. But I mean, there's protests at the governor's mansion in Atlanta. For what, girl? See all these things, and I don't know why, honey. They protested in South Carolina, and the cop car got caught on fire. Cop cars getting caught on fire everywhere. That seemed to be the basic of what they do. I don't think we had one on fire here in Detroit though. I don't think. I live in Atlanta, and it's starting to get crazy here again. I'm sad to hear that someone got shot. Yeah, it was crazy. When I was like, "Who's shooting? They doing a damn drive-by in Detroit." I'm like, it's just dumb. But I was watching. I don't know what city. I don't know what state or city this was in. But I seen somebody like breaking into a Wells Fargo, and they had like a sledgehammer. And I'm like, where did they get a sledgehammer at night to go to Wells Fargo? Like, did y'all say, hey, we need to break in somewhere, so we need to have a sledgehammer on demand? I'll be like, where y'all get that from? Like when you come downtown, or when you come somewhere to protest and you have a sledgehammer, you didn't come to protest, bruh. You came to riot. It's a difference. It's a someone who comes with picket signs, you came to protest. You came to protest. But if you came down there with crowbars and sledgehammers and baseball bats, you ain't come to be peaceful. Not at all. I heard that people threw tear gas at the people. Yeah, people. I saw tear gas being thrown at the cops in one city. I seen tear gas being thrown at people. Like they threw tear gas here in in Detroit last night. But I'm like, honey, I just can't stand too much. Honestly, I just don't like that some, not all of them, are messing up small black businesses as well. It's hard. I saw Shekinah, from Tiny French and Shekinah, crying on her IG or whatever. I can't, how she was also upset about people, destroying black businesses that have not done anything to anybody. And I wholeheartedly understand, that is not the thing to do. I also feel like you have protesters and you have people that are trying to destroy stuff. It's two different things, but at the same time, people are pissed about murder. And so it's hard to kind of separate the two, but you have to at least acknowledge that there's a separation of the two. There's wrong being done on all levels. Complete wrong being done on all levels. I kept saying before, y'all up here, sitting when in Minnesota the first night where they burned down a Target and all these stores or whatever. I say, but y'all letting the man who did the murder house stand burn that motherfucker down, okay? Just saying. But to see them burn down the police station there, like it's just a lot has happened, these past 2 days. And again, it just feels different. It just feels different. And I don't know how different, but I think we all felt it coming. I think because I still have not watched the full video of the murder. I have not watched the full thing. I watched enough to know to be pissed. Let's say that. However, what I will say is anybody who watched it, it changed you. Because I said to my mama the day I made the video about, George, I said to my mama, I'm not getting on my channel. I'm not talking about that. Like I just don't want to even, go there because that's just so different for me to do or whatever. I'm not doing that. And then I ended up seeing a snippet of the video and I got enraged. And I'm like, okay, I can't not say anything, but I'm different. Some people can't not say something. Some people can't not go on riots. Some people can't not go and be upset somewhere or whatever. So it's like, it's just crazy. And I think because I see Amy K said it's sad that it takes riots to get that man arrested. The reason people rioted was because he wasn't arrested. And I said to myself, they didn't arrest him to charge him. They arrested him to keep him safe. The same way the police was in front of that man's house in riot gear, protecting that man's house or whatever. And, they went to protect him before they arrested him. they arrested him because it would take more manpower to have his house protected 24/7 than it would take to have him in custody. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. And even the charges, of third degree and manslaughter, I believe somebody posted, I don't know if it's factual at all or whatever, but it said third degree murder is the thing to where it's like an accident. I thought that's what manslaughter was, but I'm not sure. I feel like he should get at least second degree murder. But again, people say how you don't want to give him too harsh of a charge because then he won't get found guilty. And that's what has happened before. Whereas they'll charge someone with all these charges that are just like the highest of the high, and you have his peers who are jurors or whatever who does not want to convict on these high ass charges. But sometimes if the charges are a little bit less, it's more easy for the prosecution to make those charges stick and to get somebody to go to jail. So I'm just like, look, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Like, don't act like, oh, he's arrested and he's gonna be bullshit. I will believe it when I see him in the court in some all orange jumpsuit with his hands shackled and his feet shackled, and he looked like a goddamn devil. That's what I want to see. Like, I want to see him in court being charged and being prosecuted or whatever, and going the fuck to jail. Not only him, but the other three cops as well. And we keep seeing they keep bringing up all these other vantage points of the video that we see or whatever, and it just makes people more pissed because it's making it more apparent that this man purposely did this. All of them. So that's why they all need to be charged. I heard he was arrested in his own suicide watch. Let him be on. Look. I'm trying to say something. And see, this is why I try to not, go off in sunset. Because I it's certain things I'm not allowed to say. Because not only of I have a YouTube channel, YouTube has rules, I have a regular job. You know what I'm saying? I would hate if my regular boss saw me on here ranting and raving, which, is against rules at my regular job. So I tend to be careful what I say publicly. Okay. But y'all know privately what I'm thinking. Okay. If that man is on suicidal watch, I'm going to the store. Anybody want something? Let it be. I don't have time. We have National Guard here. They need the National Guard in some places, for real. I'm afraid that if the cops get acquitted or stop on arrest, oh look, if they get off, it's going to be crazy. Let's just say that. And this is so. Let's kind of try to like not just focus on that, because we've been on here for 30 minutes. We talked about science for 30 minutes. But it's like, is anything else? Something like, I see what Sam just said, I needed a social media break. All this going on is breaking me down mentally. I hope all is doing well. And that's how it is. We have to take care of stuff. We have to kind of separate ourselves. Even Bondi, Bondi Blue had put up how she had deleted both her Twitters and her IGs because it got to be too much. And I have been, sporadically on and off social media. You know what I'm saying? On enough to skim and be sure I ain't missing anything. But when I see that all that it is the same coverage of the situation and nothing has changed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's hard to like, for me to totally disattach to unattach myself to social media, because I'm like, if something outside that happens, I do want to be made aware because I'm nosy. But at the same time, I don't want to continually all day, every day see it on my news feed. Because it's like, it gets to a point to where it's too much, and it gets to a point to where you feel like the world is just like, what is there left? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's that hard thing to where I'm not saying that we should ignore it. I'm not saying that it should not be talked about on an everyday level, but I still feel like we as the people have to learn to, okay, today don't go on social media because whatever happened today, they will address it tomorrow. Like, I feel like we don't have to see things happen live in order to be abreast of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's that whole thing. All things Nella, you should do a section on your channel where you do plus size clothing haul try-ons. I'm going to add that to my channel. I plan to do that, but I keep getting stuff and it's put into the side. But I have a whole closet full of brand new stuff that I have to do try and haul for. I just have to find the right place for my mirror, and I want to get my curtains hung, and I hope to have my curtains hung next week so that the ambiance of it all looks right. So I plan to do that absolutely. Lane Bryant doesn't have my size. I was looking all over the place to get those sales. Lane Bryant's sizing has changed a lot. So has the Avenue, for good and bad. It's very frustrating sometimes when you go on a. It's frustrating to be a plus size woman and shop on a plus size website, and you feel like they're only catering to a certain level of plus size people, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that can be very aggravating. That can be very aggravating. No, whatever. So I think I lost my place on here. Oh, I did. So yeah, that's like the Avenue, which is only available online now, have completely changed their sizes or whatever. Um, honey, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get all this other stuff y'all had that was in my size and leave it be. But I mean, yeah, it's very frustrating. Lane Bryant goes from size 12 to 30. On some stuff they don't have over size 20, and it really just depends on what you're looking for. And I ordered a hat from them. I ordered a hat, and my head don't fit the hat. I had to get a hat to my mama. I was very upset. But I digress. Cute shirts. Recently ordered some bras from Lane Bryant. They are so comfortable. Lane Bryant has great clothes. I'll give them that. But I feel like they still is changing a little bit. But it's fine. What's your quarantine personality? The Zoom party host and thriving introvert, the TikToker, or that hundred. I am an introvert just in general. But at my house, I'm me. I don't think I'm like a certain kind of person, but I'm not hosting those Zoom parties at all. Me and my family, we have Zooms weekly, and I'll be on there just sitting there, not saying much, but showing my face. Um, but I feel like I'm not any different in quarantine than I would be if we weren't in quarantine. The only difference is I can't leave the house to go just anywhere. Um, how do you deal with nosy neighbors? I haven't had many nosy neighbors to my knowledge, but I'm quick to tell people to mind their motherfucking business. And um, I've been lucky enough to where I haven't had nosy neighbors. I've had noisy neighbors. Okay. And noisy neighbors, I just be like, shut the fuck up. Okay. So I'm either gonna say mind your motherfucking business or shut the fuck up. It's one of the two. But I still feel like if somebody was being nosy, if I felt like they're being nosy, I'll say, look, I'm not friendly. Don't be nosy. You're gonna get cussed out. Okay. I will make it clear, like, we not cool or whatever. Um, I don't need no new friends. But where I am now, people tend to say to themselves, and that's really it. So and I like that. Your mom is hilarious. By the way, yes, my mom is hilarious. I get my personality from my mom. She isn't as vulgar as me at all. I'm more vulgar than she is, and but I definitely get most of my ness. The ness of Jay Lee is from my mom, and I'm not, I mean, because that's what it is. Sending love and light to you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There was a police station within the city and center. Was it? I didn't know that. That may be why, it was. Killer Mike spoke excellent about the situation. He did. And I watched it twice. No, I watched a shorter version of the Killer Mike speak last night. It was like 2 minutes of it, and I saw that last night. And then today, so I watched that twice last night, and I posted that I think on my IG or maybe on my Facebook. I don't remember. And then today, I seen it was some girl who was watching it live, but she was talking through. I'm looking like, why are you talking? Shut up! I hate when people record someone talking and you talking over them. I'm like, did you want us to hear you or them? Like, let me know which one. So I had to go find his whole speech because I couldn't use her thing because again, she was talking. I'm looking like, girl, you did, and she sounded stupid, but whatever. Um, but I posted his whole speech and I was like, this is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I would try to post the video on my YouTube, but I ain't got time for them trying to shut my shit down, honey. I ain't got time for that. Because that just be too much. When Colin Kaepernick kneeled, there was a problem of violence with Ahmaud Arbery or Breonna Taylor. George Floyd was the last straw. People, kept acting. People knew the reason that Colin Kaepernick was kneeling. They knew it. They just didn't care. And I don't mean by them people. I don't mean us. I mean them people. And the fact that was kind of coming back around to where this is the reason. We always knew the reason. We always knew the reason he was kneeling then isn't any different to what is going on now, and that is why people are rioting because y'all know the issue and refuse to fix the issue. And I was even watching one of is it Chris Cuomo, not the governor, the news anchor dude who was talking on his thing about for like 5 good minutes, and he said it's not up to the black people, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, paraphrasing. It's not up to the black people to fix this issue. It's up to people in power who are white. He said, black people, I'm paraphrasing, he said black people aren't even in power enough to make a real change because the people that are in office are the problem. So vote. You have to vote. Get people in there, who need to be in there, who will make a change. Period. Look, I said to myself, if the Cuomo brothers, Killer Mike, okay, Keisha, all was running for the offices or whatever, it would make sense. You have to put people in power who are not trying to keep the same old. You have to put people in power who understand it's some bullshit going on. It's some real unfair shit going down, okay? It's some just debauchery of the bullshit going around here, okay? And we can't have it no more. We don't have that. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that. And we have to put pressure on the people in power to change things. And if they don't, vote they ass out of office. It's that simple. It's that simple. The simple fact that I am terrified that Trump's stupid ass could possibly win again is like mind blowing. That it's a possible. It's possible this fool could win again. The only way he will not is if all the people who didn't vote last time vote. Okay, don't be out here listening to Diddy. Okay, let's get on Diddy. Okay, let's not listen to Sean, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Daddy Love, whoever Combs. You know why? Because he's a multi-millionaire. Okay, for that man to say, don't vote unless your vote means something. My vote means Trump won't be in it no more. We can't act like we have 5 options of who we can vote for. We now vote for fucking cereal, okay? It's not a cereal race, okay? It's not, okay, we got some Captain Crunch, we got some, I don't eat cereal, so I don't know, some Frosted Flakes, some Fruit Loops, okay, some Rice Krispies, some Cookie Krispies. They still make Cookie Krispies? I don't know. But we not picking between 8 different options of cereal what to eat in the morning. No, we have 2 candidates. 2. Uno, dos. 1, 2. That's it. That's it. Okay? And as a black woman who, wants to have a black husband, who wants to have black children, who has a black nephew, I have, full of blackness or whatever. Trump don't mean me no good. That man could send me 18 more stimulus check. I don't care. He don't mean me any good. And I don't care. Biden would have to be caught in a room doing cocaine with Trump on a Tuesday during an election while fucking children hookers. Okay, for me to say, oh, he ain't shit. Oh, he ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would need for me to not vote for Biden. Okay, it would have to be this extraordinary, extremely crazy situation. Biden is a good dude. He just older. He older, and sometimes he says shit the wrong way. Trump is a racist. He's a bigot. He's a sexist. He doesn't care. He does not care about us. He does not. So again, Puffy saying, make the candidates, work for your vote. He working against Trump. That's my vote right there. I don't have any other options. Last election, it was between Trump and Hillary. And motherfucker shows Trump. Why? Because people assume, oh, I don't have to vote. You know what I'm saying? Because Hillary's just as bad as Trump. No, she isn't. And now we see what happened. I'm not saying that if Hillary was in power, or even if Obama was the president, that these things going on would not happen. It takes time to break down what has happened for the last 400 years. Okay, it's not going to change in a year or two, but it has to start somewhere. And it's going to start with us getting Trump the fuck out of office. Okay, that's step one. This video will probably not be monetized. It will not be. I can bet it will not be monetized. But that's how I feel like. It's just people have to get that. Okay, you have to understand that you cannot be out here just acting as if, okay, I don't know what to do. Vote, motherfucker. Okay? In your city election, in your state elections, and then the national one of the presidency of the United States. Okay, at this point in time, we have two options. Okay, that orange motherfucker in the White House and Biden. And if anybody thinks that Biden is not the better choice, you are a fool. But it's your choice to be a fool. That's on you, bruh. Ain't on me. Just seeing too much. The problem was T.I. was encouraging riots in Minnesota, but once destruction started in his own community, he wanted it to stop. It was hypocritical. It absolutely was. I'm gonna break that down in two ways. How I look at it. I don't condone rioting in any place. I don't condone it at all. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I get the reason behind it, and I hope. And I'm not defending T.I. because T.I. got to. I love T.I. as an artist, but I feel like when artists start to let us into their lives and who they really are, they fuck up sometimes, and we don't like them anymore. His issue was you are rioting in your own neighborhood that hasn't done anything to you. I think had people been riding somewhere where white folk own things, he wouldn't have cared. So I get the point of you not even riding somewhere against something that is against you. You ride in Atlanta, which is a black owned or black operated or black, mostly majority black people and majority black owners. When the mayor said, was it the mayor or was it Killer Mike? I think Killer Mike said, you have so many black women who own restaurants in Atlanta. And so you have it's a lot of black owned things, and y'all down there breaking up shit isn't helping anything. I think in Minneapolis, people felt like they were doing stuff to like big organizations or whatever, and that's where I can kind of get what T.I. meant. What he meant about it or whatever. Like when they was riding at CNN, I said, "Why y'all doing CNN?" I said, "That's not Fox News. Ride at Fox News, okay? Don't do that. Ride at Megan McCain's house." I'm saying because I don't like her, but I got what he meant. So it was hypocritical, but I also got what he meant. T.I. for all purposes think he's very much so this person who can like eloquently explain himself, using long words or whatever. And sometimes he sounds dumb. So I take what he say, honey, with a grain of sugar, a grain of salt, and a grain of I don't know, because you just never know. We need someone who's a combination of Malcolm and MLK. We need someone, and I feel like um, Killer Mike to me was the equivalent of Malcolm X or even MLK. I think I have been saying in private conversations that we need a MLK. We need a Malcolm right now. We don't have that. We don't have that person who is rallying us. Like there needs to be a rally cry to unite us. And I felt that listen to Mike speak. I said I felt that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what people felt back in the day when they was following Malcolm and Martin and other, freedom fighters there. Because I don't want to act like it's just them or whatever, but we need a voice and a voice that will make sense to everyone. And him saying like we need to unite, we need to, strategize, we need to plot and plan and execute. It's true. And him having suggestions on what to do. When he brought up bringing back some kind of boards to like do, I don't want to say the wrong things, whatever, but he had points of what to do. I say, that's what you need right there. Okay. That's what we need, someone like that, like in each state. Okay. And they all need to be working together, or not just a group of motherfuckers. Okay. We need a goddamn Black Caucus Avengers. Okay. And I call that Killer Mike is Thor. Okay. Who's the best Avenger? I guess Captain America, or no, he's Black Panther. Okay, we just need someone to make us want to do better. And everyone can't be on the front lines, but I can send out all the emails, I can send out all the communications, I can do all that. But you know what I'm saying? We just need that, and that's what they had back in the day. Back in the day, they had a phone tree where when shit went off and stuff was happening, so and so would call so and so, and the information would travel, from state to state, from city to city. That's what we need. Like there needs to be some kind of headquarters. You know what I'm saying? In every single place, okay, and get people to volunteer. We need that. That's why I say this feels different, but there just has to be a continuing momentum to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Constantly, like someone needs to do something, and I don't have all the answers. You know what I'm saying? I don't, but I feel like, you know what I'm saying, if you give me the plan, I can let you know how I can help. Okay. Um, I'm from Rochester, New York, and they are tearing my city up right now. They've been looting Targets and clothing stores, and they've put cars on fire and everything. We have a 9 p.m. curfew. It's going to get worse before it gets better, because people were at one point angry, and then it went from angry to just pure chaos. And right now it's chaos. And you just have to make smart decisions to talk to people. Like Killer Mike said, call 10 people and make sure they know what not to do. If each person calls 10 people, you know what I'm saying, then it'd be good. I can say no one I know, to my knowledge, would be participating in looting. That's not what we do. You know what I'm saying? Even the teenagers in my family would not participate in that, because for one, we'll kick their ass. However, some people don't have that kind of guidance, and they're not used to this civil unrest. And so they're just reacting to what's going on. And we have to understand that they don't know what they want to do. All they know is, so and so and so and so is rioting in Minneapolis, and they went and broke down the whole went and broke down the whole Target, and they like, I can get some shit too. And it's like, I think that's dumb. Like I seen the stuff I saw last night. I saw the people breaking in Wells Fargo. I seen people breaking into an ATM machine at Wells. Like they broke into the building of Wells Fargo, but also broke into a ATM machine at the Wells Fargo. I seen people trying to get loot in Target. I seen people broke into the Walgreens. I seen them break into Lennox Mall in Atlanta. I seen them breaking into the Gucci with the Gucci Louis Vuitton. It may have been Louis Vuitton. Now I may have wanted the Louis belt. Not Louis belt, Louis purse. But I'll just pay for it. But I saw just this. I'm like, those aren't the protesters, and it was black and white people. It was not just black at all. Um, I had a friend who said she's moving, and if people was looting, if they gonna do it, can they get stuff? It's ways to joke about it or whatever. We have to have a way to joke about it, but still know it's serious. You know what I'm saying? And because we can't just stay mad. Staying mad doesn't help anything. It really doesn't. But if you see things going on, call 10 people. Hey, do you know anybody looting? Because people know the looters. That the looters aren't, just out here like, okay, willy nilly, they don't know who they is. People know them people. Like the white lady who was in Target on camera, we see her carrying out lamps. Someone know her in real life, okay? They seen them lamps in her house. Did they call us? Hey, Becky, why were you out there in Target getting them damn lamps, Becky? What were you doing? No, they let it be. The wheelchair Wendy. Okay, well, they kept Jennifer. Is that another Jennifer? The Jennifer lady who was a white woman who they say was only 30 and she looked about 80. Who was in a wheelchair, but she can walk. She her legs work. She was out here with a little knife stabbing people that was trying to rob the loot in the Target. The fuck, Karen? Okay, wheelchair Wendy. She got all kind of names. For what? And they use a damn fire extinguisher. A white person fire extinguished her. Okay, because they like, what you up here doing? It's just like it's just craziness going on, and everyone is involved in it. Everyone, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. It just is, and we have to be aware of that and try our best to not get involved in it. And like here in Detroit last night, the protest was over and people just would not leave. And I'm like, people who are down there and who won't leave as the police is saying, please leave. And the protesters with signs and shit, y'all have left. The only one left is like, okay, who gonna riot? Is someone gonna riot? Because if someone riots and I can get a, you know what I'm saying, me a little lollipop from the store for free. I'm gonna like it's people who are waiting for the opportunity to get some for free, too pussy to start the riot, but want to be involved in it. So that's I'm like, honey, it be team too much. Okay. Atlanta was built up by young black progressives. A lot of black entrepreneurs there. That is why they don't want it burned down. I 100% agree. And that was Brittany Walden. I 100% agree. And me and my mom was talking last night about, Black Wall Street. That white people, okay, went and burned it down, murdered people and all these things. Like, look up Black Wall Street. Okay, look up the massacre at Black Wall Street. And we need to get back to a place of ownership. Okay. On the family Zoom we had a couple weeks ago, we brought up our old neighborhood. Which is the area of on the west side here, Linwood and Hazelwood and Dexter and all that, whatever. But like the block that we used to live on is like basically barren. And we mentioned, I'm like, we need to buy the land and build. Like we are a whole family that we can just all invest in that block. And it starts with that. Like it starts with just trying to own pieces of like Dan Gilbert should not be the only person who owns all of Detroit. Okay, Dan Gilbert owned basically all of downtown Detroit. He came in and bought everything up and remodeled shit and all these things. Whatever. We need to do that too. Like we see the strips of the city barren, like empty buildings or whatever. And what can we do with it? Figure it out, but own it. The reason that parts of the city look barren and it's unkempt is because people don't care about it. And we have to do better than that. So yeah, I want each city in each state, to have black ownership and to be built up, for black entrepreneurs. We have to do that because once we start to care more about our, neighborhoods, it won't be so easy for other people to come in and destroy what we've built. And I wholeheartedly believe that is one way changed how each city is looked at. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion, okay? Because it's it is what it is. Um, in the trunk hair salons, weave stolen. They was stealing all kind of stuff. I see they was in the dang on like a car dealership, like set cars on fire. I think it may have been the Mercedes Benz store. I'm like, they is really fooling. And again, but these aren't protesters. Like, it's a difference. I feel like that first night in Minneapolis was raw emotion of people being pissed off. Let the city burn is what it was. I think everything after that is a aftermath of thinking, what happened in Minneapolis? They upset. And at night they burn things. I can do that too. And I'm like, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Okay. And again, you have to um just know when it's not time to burn shit down. Like, they burnt stuff down because that man wasn't arrested. He has been arrested since then. The protest daily, I don't mind that. I don't mind seeing on my timeline every day protests. I don't mind that at all. I don't want to keep seeing the video of him dying. I don't want to keep seeing the looting and all that. No, no. Some of it be funny. I can admit that. I done gave myself a damn cold. Some of it is funny. It really, really is. And I don't mind that. But it's sometimes it's just okay. Okay. I keep seeing more and more of this horribleness and horribleness, and I don't want to keep. I don't want to keep seeing it. I don't want to keep seeing it at all. Chile is a black woman in America, not sure of the racial makeup of your town. Are you afraid to be attacked by a white cop or a Karen? Um, I drove to work because I work from home, but if I have to fax something, I have to go into the office. I don't have a fax machine at home, and so I had to go into work on Wednesday. And while I was driving, I was at a light, and the car in front of me the light was green. It was green for like a good 8 seconds, and I'm like, why this person not going? And neither car on either side was going. So tap my horn, which just means hey, light's green. And the person in front of me, the other car went fine. The car in front of me didn't. I seen them look up because I hung my horn and they waited to go. I'm like, all right, bitch, I got you. And then she finally turned or whatever. So I returned or whatever. And she got into a lane to get next to me. And she got next to me, was cussing and fussing and figure all this stuff, whatever. And she was a white woman. I was like, let me just start recording now. And my first reaction was to start recording as I seen her coming up to my car. I wasn't scared of her, but now my innate mindset goes to you don't know what's gonna happen. So just start recording now, just in case, whatever. I'm not scared of a Karen. I will beat a Karen's ass. Okay, it'll go down between me and Karen and whoever else. If I am pulled over, would I be scared to be killed by a cop? Yes. Simply because you never know. And there was a incident in Washington, I think it was in Ypsilanti recently, like last week, I think it was last week, where the cops were either serving a warrant or something at somebody's house. And as two parents was walking down the street recording things, the cops started beating up the mama. I mean, punching her in her head. And I'm less scared for myself of that happening than that happening to my mom. It gives me a fear. It's not even a fear. It's something inside of me that I'm looking like, if something like that happened to my mom, I would burn this motherfucker down. Okay. That scares me because it scares me to know I don't think I would have the control of myself to not burn the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's where it comes from me. I'm less afraid for myself and more afraid of when my mom is out at Whole Foods just getting some food. When my mom is out at Sam's Club getting gas. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of things are what make me scared. My nephew who was, a 14-year-old, 6 foot tall black boy. who lives in a neighborhood to where, is not typically black people. Okay, so that, you know what I'm saying, my sister lives in a great neighborhood, and him just outside in front of the house that his mama owns playing, and if a cop just happens to roll by and think, oh, this black kid shouldn't be over here, what you know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff is what terrifies me, just in life. So if I get pulled over, am I afraid I can get attacked? I am. But I could handle it. I could not handle it if it happened to my mom, my sister, my dad. I couldn't take it. I would again burn this motherfucker down. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's what scares me. So like I'm consistently like, well, if I FaceTime my where you at? Ma, where you going? What you doing? Okay, what's going on? If I FaceTime DJ and he don't answer, I then call him mama, Veronica, where DJ at? What are you doing? Where he at? And I did it last night. She was like, girl, it is 9:30 at night. He's asleep. Like, I'm like, but how do I know he ain't gone somewhere? It's like, where would he be at? I'm like, well, that's you could see, you know what I'm saying? So it's I'm that kind of daughter, sister, aunt too. I'm like, I'm consistently worried about them. So that's kind of hard. But I, and I have like my friend like him, and I think him is watching. He's a black man, who has black sons. So I worry about him just, going to the market to get some juice for the kid. You know what I'm saying? Is that kind Karla, has two black sons. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I have godsons. You know what I'm saying? I've got so it's that stuff that brings me pause because it could literally happen to anyone at any time. And we don't have as much racist cops in Michigan or in Detroit that I know of, but they're coming up out the woodwork. So even though I don't know or I may not think, they're here, they're everywhere. Poking their heads about the water. Okay. About the dirt. They poking. So it's that kind of thing where you just have to be aware of the fact that it may happen. Because saying merchandise and items can be replaced, but Black lives cannot, and I 100% agree with that. Okay, 100% agree. You burning down a Target don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh Lord, protest part two is started. Oh God. I'm gonna give us about another 10 minutes on here, y'all. Then it's gonna be it. Because I just have to rest my throat, but still. But yeah, it's just Target can rebuild. Target can, Target has already said that one store, at least the one store that burnt up in Minneapolis, that they will continue to pay people their regular paychecks and have them keep their same, insurance or whatever, while getting things figured out. And it all can be replaced. I get if you are a struggling new black entrepreneur, business or whatever, you know, it may be harder for you to rebuild, and that's the bad part. But excuse me, it's just like George can't be remade and reshipped and re. You know what I'm saying? He's gone. He's gone. And I know that they were saying how um the wife of the cop dude, filed for divorce, when this happened. My thing is that same cop had 18 complaints made about him. His wife fully knew he was a complete asshole. Okay. He had 18 complaints over the years about him. They said that he had almost killed somebody in 20, maybe was it was sometime like the last maybe 10 years or whatever. She knew he wasn't shit. The fact that she finally, put up for a divorce doesn't mean to me that she's, oh, she's for the cause. No, she knew who her husband was. Now we know who her husband is. And to make sure that she and her family are, not in that, let me immediately divorce him because he did this one inane act. Okay, lady, if you say so. There's a second video. There's many videos that are coming up that are from the businesses in that area that caught footage of what happened. So I feel like we're gonna let that all play out. Okay, we're gonna let that all play out because it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Okay, for hundreds of years, KKK burned black people's homes and businesses, and black people survived and rebuilt. Those retail stores will be okay. They will be. And the funny part is when I seen them in Lennox Mall, I said, "Ooh, Rashida, they're gonna get your store, girl. Go get your press clothing and stuff." But yeah, it's people can rebuild. We can rebuild. We can rebuild. If my apartment building burnt up right now, I have insurance. They can rebuild. I would go stay with my mama. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that to be the case. Like no one wants that to be the case. But we have to admit we can't complain about materialistic things that are lost based on someone losing their life. I want the rioting to stop. I want the burning of buildings. I want it to stop because at some point, if you burn everything down, who will rebuild? If you burn up a lumber yard, how can we rebuild a house? You didn't burn up all goddamn wood. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, the burning down of businesses doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? So we can't replace people. Yes, buildings can be rebuilt, but we can't burn down everything. Like at some point, you like the same way that Jay-Z said, eventually we have to move past kneeling. Eventually we have to move past burning down shit. And Jay-Z saying we have to eventually move past kneeling didn't mean kneeling didn't mean anything. It mean okay, we know there's an issue. We have to move past just saying, hey, there's an issue and move up to okay, how do we fix it? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got from that. They have to prove the intent portion of the crime. You know, if he pleads insanity, I'm going to riot. If he pleads insanity, I think that he ain't gonna do that. He wasn't. He was clear. He was clearly sane that whole time. Um, it's just manslaughter versus murder, three different is intent. Yes, I believe that's true as well. I'm curious that the news outlets, in particular TMZ, didn't capture its arrest. I don't think TMZ is really like in Minneapolis like that too quick. I think that's the part that's kind of hard too. Is people can't get to places so easily now. Like it's really just the local news that's doing things and everything. Um I know this is off topic, but how do you feel about Doja Cat? I don't know who Doja Cat is. Like I know the Say So song only because Nicki Minaj was on it or whatever. I don't know her. I haven't been following what is going on. So I don't know how much of it is actual or factual. What it seems like is, she playing both sides of race or whatever, and she's out here entertaining races, but also out here, act like she's black. I don't have a cat in that fight. I don't, because I don't know her for one. I don't know her music, and I haven't been following it at all because again, I don't know her. But I'm like, people what's done in the dark always comes to light. I'll say that. Um, you saw how mad people are when they said there was enough evidence of what happened. That's very, very true. Um, he should have known at one point during the thing that he was causing. So, yeah, it's again, there's nothing that anybody can say to anybody with any common sense to make it feel like it was any different. So, yeah. I'm so glad you're here trying to get our thoughts. Yeah, I feel like this whole video, what it was, so now everyone has been able to discuss it, get your feelings out about it. And so the next live that we have tomorrow, which will be after Fred Hammond and Kurt Franklin, it can be, love and light and all that stuff. But, again, this is a chit chat. It's a chit chat. And we can't avoid it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a couple people putting up how, it's very heart heavy and, it's a lot. Siri was about to talk, and I'm going to cuss her ass out. It is heavy. It is hard to discuss. It is depressing. But we have to allow people to have an outlet to get it out. Because if not, you stay upset, you stay mad. Like, I was in my bed asleep. With a tickle in my throat. And I feel better now because I was able to get up, talk it out, you know what I'm saying, say my feelings or whatever, and move on. And now what it is. Uh, we should play a game to liven things up. Not today. Not today. Next game night will be next Friday probably, unless it's the versus that comes on Friday, but that's what it'll be. But yeah, it is what it is. So I'm going to, because I don't, and again, I told y'all all the time, I basically laughed on y'all questions. Everybody questions was about this. So, I mean, what do you want to do? I can't do that. I can't do that. Oh wait, I missed a lot of stuff. This thing be so dumb. It like knocks me out, and I don't see questions at all. So I missed a whole bunch of stuff, y'all. I'm sorry. That's my bad. That's my bad. Do you think people in Minnesota should stay home after 8? I think everybody should have a curfew right now. If you are in a state that's looting, like stay ass at home. It's first of all here in Michigan, we have a stay at home order. Like we are still in a stay at home until June 12th. So motherfuckers should not have even been out like that or whatever. Girl, it's kind of crazy. And we ain't got time for that. Police are releasing teenagers on protesters in my city. Well, they should release them and let their ass go. Did they break into a Starbucks? Yeah. Ashley Miller, who has on YouTube, well, she was like how they broke into a Starbucks and dude came out with a sandwich and a drink. I'm like, Lord Jesus, it was just too funny. But yeah, it's just a lot going on. I'm trying to kind of scroll through and see if I have any other questions outside of what we've been discussing. I don't see too many at all. So what I will say is we all have to express how we feel. But don't be out here. Don't focus on the negative. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep focusing on all of the foolishness that's going on. Like, know the reason behind it, and that eventually, I say within a week or so, it should die down. At least with the burning up, because at this point they're gonna run out of gasoline and out of matches. They didn't burn down the Target. They can't where with the matches from. So, it's just what it is. Because I'm team tired. But it's enough for over an hour. We're gonna end it right here. Okay, I will see y'all tomorrow after the live battle. So hopefully it'll be between like 7 and 7:30. And we will have a fun game live next week. And then from there, we'll see what else we can discuss. But again, I love you all. Make sure to stay safe, be smart. Okay, be smart. Okay. Don't leave your house if you don't have to. Have love and light and just positivity if you can. And just, if all else fails, order anal butt plug. You know what I'm saying? And just let it sit in your living room until nobody wants it anymore. And you feel weird because it's a box in your living room that anal butt plug is in. Okay? That's how I look at life right now. Anal butt plug for everybody. Anyway, love, light, positivity, sprinkle upon everybody. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow after the verses. So around 7:30, y'all. Be there or be square. Okay, gotta go. Peace.